It's Vlad Karpel. I'm CEO and founder of Tradespoon and Yellow Tunnel, and today we're going to have a live trading room open to trade stock and options using our technology. Before we begin, let me know if you guys can hear me and see my screen. We'll begin shortly after. On Discord, let me know if you guys can hear me. Cherry, Blossom, Hydrated Muffin. Fred. Bill, another day, another dollar. All right, I like that. Okay, let me make sure that my screen shows the right information. Okay, that's good. Let's start. Welcome to Tradespoon and Yellow Tunnel. My name is Vlad Karpel. I'm CEO and founder of both companies, and today we're going to have a live trading room open to trade stock and options using our technology. Do me a favor, type in first. Always want to welcome new subscribers. Everyone else, returning subscribers, welcome back. Really appreciate your time and the fact that you're here. My background, for those of you who are watching the recording or if this is your first live event, I think the difference for the Yellow Tunnel or Tradespoon is that everything is driven by models, artificial intelligence. We have neural networks that are optimized to find best models for all of the stocks and which stocks are likely to outperform sector, peers, and the rest of the market. So and that's what I trade in live trading room. And not only do I provide these signals, but I also trade them in live trading room. And that's what we're going to do today. Disclosures are very important. Please read them. If you're new to trading stock, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not registered with FINRA or SEC. I'm showing you what I do in my own account based on my own risk tolerance level for general education information purposes only. Please consult your financial advisor. All right, trading plan is very important. I encourage you to keep a journal in writing, document all of your trades. What I do is I always, before I enter the trade, I have a checklist, right, that I go through. And the key part of my checklist is number of positions, right? So I propose not to have more, that's first check. Second one is how much am I risking, right? So no more than 2.5% on of your account value. So on $10,000, that's $250, right? Notional value. It's not one contract of NVIDIA, it's different exposure than one contract of Ford. So that's another checklist. But I always want to trade the same amount of Ford and NVIDIA. And I know NVIDIA is a lot more volatile than Ford, and maybe even adjust for beta also, the number of contracts, or if you're trading equity, number of shares. So that's very important. I have other checklists that I put here. Maybe wait for 2 to 3 days. Just because the market sold off yesterday, that doesn't mean that the trend is changing, right? You want to wait at least 2 to 3 days to confirm the trade change. And then you have other checklists. Allow more time, allow more space, liquidity, right? Bid and ask spread. But that's important. And then, as long as you went through that checklist and you have check, then you can put on a trade and then you grade yourself, right? If you didn't break any of your rules, most important one is to, going to prospect theory is your relationship with gains and losses, right? As long as you did not break that relationship and you are, your maximum loss is 2.5%, then you give yourself A or B. Some trades will be successful, some will not. The idea is to have more successful trades than not successful trades. And then if you at some point were down more than 2.5%, 4%, 5%, sometimes also you can make money or lose money, right? but then I would grade myself C or D, and the goal not to have C's and D's, right? Go through the checklist now. So that's important. That helps you internalize information. It helps you become disciplined, and helps you kind of make this an iterative approach, right? So that's important. Any questions so far? All right, so now, before market opened, we did have unemployment day. I mean, not employment, but ADP employment, right? I think it came in, still healthy employment. We do have Powell's testified at 10 a.m., right? So in an hour, 2 days, he's testifying to Congress. That could spark volatility, right? ADP employment did not. I don't see much price action. Everybody is waiting for Powell's speech, right? You have Powell's speech, and on Friday you have unemployment data. So that could spark this uptrend again. So I would look at on QQQ, basically it's at 440. So it's trying to close the gap. I mean, first regain the uptrend, and then the next level will be uptrend. So based on the technical analysis, it needs to that's your first resistance, number 1 on QQQ. Sorry, I just lost my mouth. Okay, it's weird. And then resistance number 2. And obviously support is yesterday's low, right? You have support number 1. If this gap doesn't hold, then you have support number 2. So if you're day trader, right, you probably want to look at 434 as your support, so 6 points to the downside. If you're buying at 440 and 434, if you're holding position for a few days, maybe a few weeks, then 422 is important support. So that would be around 20 points. So that would be a stop loss, depending on type of trading you do. Short-term day trading, I would maybe put 1.5%, 6 points at risk. If you're going to hold it overnight for a couple of days through initial claims, employment data, Powell's speech, then 422. And then you take $250 and you divide it into 6 or 20, depending how long you're holding. So if you're holding longer, smaller position size. If it's day trading, smaller position. If you're going to hold it for a few days, few weeks, then you maybe can buy 10 shares of QQQ. So that's important. Any questions? So that's how you would go through positive and negative visualization, right? On one hand, we can close and make new all-time highs. On the other side, we could revisit, 422. So yield continues to drop. Right? Yield does continue to drop, continues to deteriorate, and dollar continues to deteriorate. Right? So that should be bullish for the market. Right? That's in theory should be bullish for the market, unless people sense that we are approaching the recession, which we had this debate for a very long time, but at least right now that's kind of the pattern. But I think the dollar drop and the 10-year yield drop below 4.18, this should be positive. You can see semiconductors is up today, Spider. So yield continues to drop, but QQQ was down 2% and it's up 1%. So again, I think some people are thinking about inflation, some people thinking about recession. So at some point, this will stabilize after Powell's speech, CPI, and PPI, because I think bond market participant think one thing, right, and equity think different, right? In theory, Powell is going to come out and say higher for longer, right? They're not in a hurry, like reiterate the same message, in theory. But the rates are dropping. So, that doesn't really make too much sense, unless people look beyond and just say, listen, soft landing and rates were overbought, and now they're pulling back. All right, in terms of earnings, a few companies announced earnings that we watched yesterday. We had CrowdStrike up 22%. JD is up 15, HCP up 5%. So I did do, if you were part of the earnings power trader, I did JD, right? JD. So let's look at JD. I also did example of butterfly JWN. I should have done both puts and calls. I didn't think JWN kind of go in the opposite direction of target, but it did. But okay, so JWN probably the call butterfly is going to expire worse, most likely. If you did the put spread, if you did put butterfly, put spread debit, then it could be profitable. Okay, so but let's manage JD. I did sell calls and puts, so now I have to try to close puts. Usually I want to wait 15 minutes. All right, so JD, I have 26.5 call. Right, 26.5 call. There was a lot of demand for 24, 25, 26 calls, right, in terms of positioning. So people do anticipate pretty large move in the stock. I mean, again, you can hedge by buying a stock, or you can just try to close it for profit. I mean, still quite away from the 26.5, right? But it could move quickly up. So for now, I'm going to try to close maybe for 5 cents. So the goal right now to close the short call, 26.5 call. And we are trading at 25 strike position. All right, so usually I wait 15 minutes. In terms of active trader, let's look at active trader. And aggressive power trader. We have JP Morgan, PHM, DVN, HOG. So let me add DVN, JP Morgan, PHM. JP Morgan, DVN, and PHM. So familiar sectors, right? JP Morgan has been continuing to rally. Move that here. Along was Wells Fargo. And then you have DVN and PHM. So housing sector, energy sector, and so let's switch to 5 minutes and see. All right, so in terms of, okay, JD is trading 10 by 15 cents, 10 by 15 cents. 24.61, 26.5. So it's still to 8-9% out of the money. So it's Maybe to change it to 10 cents. See if I can close it for 10. Not 3, 5 minutes. So CrowdStrike. And you can see that in terms of CrowdStrike, I have to close it. So this is JD positioning, right? So JD, 24, 25, and 26 strikes is where there's a large demand for JD. And in terms of CrowdStrike, large positioning at 350, 360, and that's where it's gravitating after the earnings. All right, so we have 5 minutes. All right, so JD is staying 24.68. So JD is up 15%, kind of not going anywhere. Let's look at the other stocks. So let's see, JD. So it's trading at 15 cents. JD is trading at 15 cents. All right, so we have what, 14 minutes left. Let's see, let's look at CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike 350 is the large position. So somewhere between 340 and 360 is where all the concentration is. And the biggest one is at 350. So let's see if bulls can hold on to 350 or not. JWN is at 18. So if you did do the put spread, it's now making money. And JD is still staying at the same level. It's trading at 15 cents. All right, let's see if CrowdStrike can get. So this is where, you know, if you do want to play, you kind of can say, okay, 3, 4. It's been what? I mean, wait 5 more minutes. But you know, if it drops below 348, you're out. Otherwise, you buy at this level. All right. In terms of JP Morgan is down. Wells Fargo. It's been 15 minutes. Okay, I'll buy Wells Fargo or JP Morgan. I think either or. Let's do Wells Fargo. Is it on the? Profit accelerator, I'm not sure. Wells Fargo, yeah. So let's do Wells Fargo. Kind of short-term and both long-term models. So in terms of stop level, probably yesterday's low, right? I would consider 55. So maybe 2%. So consider 2% stop loss. So if it drops to 55.50, I want to be down less than $100, especially in front of Powell's speech. So maybe downsize the position. So if it drops $1, you know, maybe. I mean, if you're putting a stop loss at 55.40 and you want and the 100 be down $100 on the be down on $100 only, then you know, it'd be 100 shares, right? If you, right? So that's something to consider. So sell 25. So we'll do 1%, 56. Oh, actually, I'm not sure if I want to hold the entire position. So maybe 40 cents, 56.80. 56.80. I'll do half. That's fine. So half at 56.80 and half. Maybe 2%. Let's do 56.80, 57.20. 20. Do have Powell's speech coming along soon. Meta is up, so Meta is rebounding. Microsoft, Apple are kind of staying the same. Spiders is up 0.5%. Key Semiconductors up 2.5%. So bought Wells Fargo at 56.32, trying to close at 56.80 and 57.20. Similar trade to Disney yesterday. I think actually I did close Disney yesterday. It was after we left. Yeah, so 9.22 and 12.24. So I did get out of Disney yesterday. So this is similar trade to today. It's not going anywhere. See, did we get fill? Right, so watch Wells Fargo. Any questions? All right, let's go over the questions. Good morning, Fred, John. Grateful. Thank you, John. ABC. We'll wait 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, John, thank you. False, good morning. Bob, present. 9:32. Okay, thank you. Oh, the Discord guys. Discord, Elmar, Cherry Blossom, Hydrated Muffin, all present. Okay, thank you. All right, looks like Wells Fargo is bouncing back. JD staying at the same level. I mean, JD, you could buy small, kind of small shares, or you can close break even. I mean, that's also an option. Let's see how JD looks. Delta 20, Delta 10. So 10, 20 shares for each contract you're buying. Okay. Because again, I mean, there is a large demand for, well, CrowdStrike is at 350, and JD large open interest, and well, first one is 24, and that's why it's kind of struggling to get through 24 level. But the next one is 26. So if it for that strike. So right now it's at 25. If it breaks through this high, then it will get to 26. Right. And then if we see that, then I can close the short call and try to recover some of the losses via stock, right? Via stock. So for now, I'm long JD as well, 24.91. see where the overhead resistance is. Also, it's retesting the recent highs. So that's good. NVIDIA is up another 3%. ExxonMobil is up. Let's look at ExxonMobil. Maybe it's one of the positions. So 365. So it's up 25 cents. So it's getting close to 10%. So that's good. Wells Fargo is up 30 cents. So maybe close half of Wells Fargo. It's close to 0.5%. It's more than 0.5%, right? 60, yeah. So 30 cents. So 0.5%. 0.5%. Maybe Paul's going to speak in the next 10 minutes. So maybe it doesn't make sense to take a risk. 56, 60, 62, 56, 60. Okay. So 30 cents. So the 0.5%. Right. So I was able to capture 0.5% on Wells Fargo, and JD is, let's see, it's trading at 23 cents. Looks like JD is breaking out. So I'm going to close the short call for 22 cents. So kind of break even on the options part. Okay, so I'm out of JD, the short call. So let's see. So now I just have to try, and 10 cents, 19 cents closed for 22. Okay, so small loss, I mean, plus hedges. So still small loss on the calls. And now I'm hoping that we'll make money on the stock. We'll see. All right, so JWM continues to grind lower. Let me know if you guys have any questions. All right, so JD is, let's see, let's switch to, so what we're 15 minutes. So 25.20 is the high. So maybe let's try to close JD for 25. $20. 25. 20, yeah. So trying to close JD for 25.20. You can find the same trades under earnings power profit accelerator for Wells Fargo, right? And then for Aggressive power, sorry, profit accelerator. Profit accelerator. Wells Fargo. And earnings power trading. Sorry, something's weird going on with my mouth. Okay. But earnings power trader and profit accelerator. And Wells Fargo is 56.90, so maybe just close the entire Wells Fargo as well. I mean, Paul's going to speak in 5 minutes, so was able to capture 1%. That's good enough. 56.91. I don't know what's doing that. Okay. You can, so I'm out of Wells Fargo, 56.90, was able to capture 60 cents, so close to 1%. Okay, now CrowdStrike. Why is CrowdStrike not going higher? So JWM continues to drop. Let's see. All right, any questions while I'm watching this? NVIDIA calls yesterday. Thank you, Bob. Wells Fargo, good trade. Do you still have hedge on? So in terms of positions, yes, I do have. So if you click on positions, I do have QQQ put spread. I mean, March will probably expire worthless unless, you know, there's going to be, the pullback will continue. But I do have 420, 430 put spread. Look, JD is not going anywhere. You know, it's a CrowdStrike pulling back. All right. Let's look at JD. Kind of not going anywhere as well. Well, Paul is going to start talking, so I guess people are just going to wait and see what he says. All right, so I'm going to still watch CrowdStrike and JD. All right, while we're watching this, okay, so let's quickly go over the other positions. So NVO, still long NVO. I mean, did pull back. We did say in terms of positioning, there's a lot of support at 120. If it does drop to 120, maybe I would consider adding to NVO. QQQ still holding on to QQQ. How's QQQ doing? Today, QQQ is up 0.5%. So it's towards the bottom of the session. Again, everybody's going to wait for Powell's speak. SH. So if you're not comfortable trading options to hedge, one way to hedge is to buy SH. Right, to buy SH. Silver. I mean, Paul, interest rates. So I did trim silver position. There was a lot of demand at 22. It's not going higher, right? It's kind of losing momentum at 22. I mean, it's kind of a binary, right? If interest rates going to continue to drop, then silver will rally. If interest rates reverse and go higher after Powell's speech, then silver will drop. So maybe if it does drop below this line, I would consider exiting position. The remaining shares. It's been a good trade. Talked about Target. TLT continues to grind higher on interest rates. Same thing as silver, very sensitive to interest rates. Verizon, how's Verizon doing today? AT&T had a large move to the upside. Verizon kind of not going anywhere. Let's see, is AT&T still higher? So yeah, so similar. It's March and April position, so also interest rate sensitive, will be impacted by Powell's speech and unemployment data. And ExxonMobil for now continues to grind higher. So those are positions, long and short position. ExxonMobil looks like trying to continue to break above 200-day moving average, up 1% today. So let's watch. Let's see. Watch the interest rate that will be probably impacted first by Powell's speech. For now, interest rates continue to drop 4.10%. QQQ is back up to 0.5%, or 80 basis points. ExxonMobil shaping up nicely. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Ian. Any question? Spiders are up almost 1%, so that's good. IWM is up 0.5%. GDX gold rallies. So gold up 0.5% and GDX up 2%. Silver up 1.5%. Okay, so for now, all right, so let's go back to 15 minutes. Let's look at JD. Maybe change it to 25.10 limit price. JP Morgan is flat, PHM is flat, DVM is flat, Wells Fargo up 30 basis points, ExxonMobil is up. And I'm out of EWJ, right? I think I'm out of EWJ for now. Oh no, I still have shares left, small position in EWJ left. I think I got filled today, right? Yeah, EWJ continues to grind higher, 71.34. So let me put the remaining shares, see if I can close maybe another 2%. That would be 72.50. So let's put 72.50. Yeah, so I still have EWJ left. It continues to grind higher. It's kind of just keeps going higher. Retesting, I think it's basically it's retesting all-time highs, at least on the index. So JD is staying at the same level. Let's see. All right, questions. How we're doing on time? 9:10. ExxonMobil, CrowdStrike. So 9:11. I think I'm gonna exit JD. So what did I enter? 24.91. It's trading the same level. Okay, 24.95. 96. So, I mean, I don't have time to watch exactly. I mean, it's at the upper range. So, sorry. If you have time to watch, it's fine, but just be careful because as Powell speaks, market will fluctuate. I mean, captured 5 cents. Okay. So that's the JD trade. So, I mean, it could break out and continue grinding higher. So just have to be careful. $9.13. All right, Discord guys, thank you for participating. Mark, Cherry Blossom, Hydrated Muffin. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And go to webinar. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. As Powell speaks, I think market will fluctuate. Obviously, for now, Microsoft is down 1%, Apple's down 0.5%. And where's spiders? So it looks like reverting. QQQ and spiders giving up most of its gains from today. And interest rates continue to drop. So the pattern as of right now, interest rates are down, despite, I assume Powell said higher for longer. I'm going to double check. But rates are dropping and equity is dropping, right? That's kind of the theme. We talked about this theme, right? That's kind of the new correlation, kind of basically what it tells you that people are concerned about recession, right? Every time interest rates drop, before market would rally, now market, losing its ground. I mean, we'll see where we're going to close. Semis are still up 1.8%, but at least you can see that, it's going to be volatile. But for now, we're at close to session low on yield and on equities. Thank you, Ernest. Faust, thank you. Take care, guys. See you at tomorrow morning. Closing bell. Scott will do the closing bell.